Hello, friends. Welcome to Actual Play Apocalypse Keys, the game that promises to be the finale because either we're going to figure out what's going on with this mystery or Ember broke it for real. Either option feels delightful and wonderful. I'm Sean Ittner. I see him pronouns. I play Ember, the one who broke it. And I'm very excited to see what happens, what multiverses we end up with, how many different combinations of kisses there are. And of note, one to remember, I think I've been I've lapsed in mentioning this, but if you do hit the subscribe button or the cheer button or the give us money button, whatever that looks like, all those funds go split between the Trans-Legal Defense Fund and Black Lives Matter. So that's where it's going, and you'll be doing some good. You can, of course, just donate directly to good causes as well, and we would love that too. How about you, Jen? What's going on in your world?
Hello, I'm Jen Martin. I use she, her pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at 10penjen. I will be playing Civ, the stone statue who maybe I didn't grow the wings last time. They were maybe around, and maybe I summoned a weird cosmic horror monster into myself last time. A little as a treat, a little bit. It'll be fine though. No worries at all. Morgan, what about you?
Hey, I'm Morgan. My pronouns are they, them, and she, her interchangeably. You can find me on all the socials at Serena Bezos. I play Celine, she, her pronouns, the Surge. Just the mother of monsters or something like that. I don't know. Like, those names are given to her. So we'll see what happens. Jamie, hi. How are you?
I can't claim what I don't choose to claim. So basically I'm Jamie. I use they, he pronouns. And yeah, I'm working on Apocalypse Keys with Evil Hat Productions, which is really exciting. I'm super happy to be the keeper for this mystery, for this disastrous group of monsters, as always. And with the help of chat and my intense love for 80s music, we always have a soundtrack going for this particular series. So yeah.
That is your duty, chat, to suggest 80s songs for the moment. We appreciate it very, very much. It's delightful. Jim, you also have a little minor detail of a Kickstarter that funded on the first day. I know that's not this game, but anyone who's running a Kickstarter on the channel should at least chill it twice, once in the beginning and once at the end. So, what's that all about?
Yes. Yeah, so Once More Into the Void is inspired by Mass Effect 2, the video game, and Star Trek Picard. Basically, it's about a captain who turned their back on their crew, left them amidst heartbreak and tragedy, but the captain has to get the crew back together to go once more into the void and face a galaxy-wide threat. And it's based on the excellent Firebrands framework system, so it means that it's really easy to pick and play. You don't need a GM. You just pick mini games and answer really great prompts and evocative questions. And it's a very emotional game. It's very focused on relationships. And it ends in this thrilling climax to see if you can survive the final mission and what you'll have to pay, right? So you can check it out on www.kickstarter.games because I'm working with Genesis of Publishing and Jason has a really awesome URL. So it's a really great partnership. Please go check it out. We're on our way to hitting our second stretch goal, which means more playbooks and fancier production values. And I also really want to stress that we have some community copy tiers available, so you can get the PDF at $1, $1 Canadian. So it's actually I found that's even cheaper.
It's like no dollars.
Yeah, it's like no dollars. And we also have, and this is what I'm really proud of, $10 community tier copies. You get the PDF and a physical copy of the game, which is a hardcover book for only 10 Canadian dollars. And this is provided by other people who bought at a higher tier, right, to make sure that more people could buy the game at cost. So yeah, there you go. Please go ahead and check it out.
Rad.
But yeah, all right. So are we ready to get into the final episode of this particular season of Apocalypse Kisses. I mean, Apocalypse Keys.
I mean, since it's the final episode and it's all about time and there's this doomsday clock and it's counting down, do we feel like there's a song that like
maybe there's like one song that could be
the final countdown. Sorry.
You're not
Overcome.
sorry. Don't
I'm not
apologize.
no.
Sorry for
I'll
making you
agree.
listen to me sing, but like
I'll agree to the final countdown if it's the creepy movie cinematic trailer version of it, right? Where
The
it's like
minor
all-
key version.
Yeah. So a very haunting version of the final countdown. I'm absolutely okay with that. Okay, so we left right when after we tried to unlock Doomsdoor and it did not go well. So I think before we get into it, let's do a really brief recap, and then we'll have like a review of what's going on. So basically, this is the mystery called Inherit the Kingdom of Heaven. It's a complexity 6 mystery. We already have I think it's 7 keys, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7 keys.
mhm.
Had
Had good
so
odds.
yeah, we did have good odds. So I've seen people roll with like, you know what? But the other day we had a -1 and they still tried to go for it, but then they rolled snake eyes. So the final result was 1.
Wow.
Oof.
I feel like on that particular roll, you could absolutely be like, there's special rules.
Yeah.
If you roll a 2 or less.
I feel like there should be special ones. But yeah, I really felt it at the time. Okay, so the reason why we're here in the first place is because one of the 5 oracles is missing from the division. So the division has oracles that help sift through the predictions of possible apocalypses. The more shared, like the more oracles have the same similar visions, the more likely this particular apocalypse is, right? And so one of them went missing, and let's see, we ended up going to Cape Cod, though we mostly spent our time in the strange, twisty, haunted house full of like time shenanigans. So I feel like it's also important to note that Ember proposed to Civ, and we haven't gotten an answer yet.
Mhm.
Still no answer.
I wanted to answer the whole episode last time. We just didn't get to it.
And instead, the stuff is deleted.
And then Sean had to roll really poorly at the end, so we couldn't even like, how dare.
How dare.
Very
The
rude. I
rolling is
think
getting in the way of my kissing. My character's kissing. Come on
I'm
now.
just saying you can just knock through barriers of time and reality to get those kisses if you need them. Like I'm okay with that. You're like, stop. We don't care. Whatever. Forget what's happening. Everything else can wait on pause. Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, so the keys that we have so far is that whoever's behind this, we have a pretty good idea, but just in case, whoever's behind this is trying to build a kingdom by using the children's power. And so you also found yearbooks showing the same unaging teens across decades in different locations. You discovered that there is someone who is called a mother, was created to take care of the children, a mother for Civ, and that mother is capable of like erasing memories. There's also a choosing ritual. A 3-headed wolf will choose one of the children. Rose, our firemancer, was chosen by the wolf last time. We also know that this 3-headed werewolf is feeding off of Brandon's spirit and soul. I will say that Celine was able to like tear off through brute sheer force and strength the 3-headed spirit away from Brandon, so they're no longer connected, right? But it's just still there as a key.
I also just caused like a dimensional rift with that, right? Isn't that something like that? You know, no big deal.
Yeah, no big deal. No big deal. Totally fine.
I mean, it happens. Everyone should just get over it.
And then we have all the children / students are vessels, right? So who will have their power taken and given to Civ, so Civ can create their kingdom. So all of this is like a very intense set of rituals for Civ, right, to increase their power. We also learned that poor Freddy, who just wanted to go on vacation and just wanted to go fishing, is a veteran of the division, retired, but it turns out Freddy used to be a student, escaped the school to try to free the other students, but he failed. He doesn't remember his time in the school at all, right? Other things to remember that are important, not necessarily keys. Civ has a necklace that they got from Ember's mom, which in turn came from our creator. And Celine has more than one prophecy placed on her, right? So that's it's not just about the one that's forcing Celine. And Civ's maker sought to contain a cosmic god within Civ's stone body. All of this was to save Ember's mother from a terrible destiny. We don't know what that destiny is yet. And lastly, and this is the least big deal one, future Harbinger Celine can turn humans into monsters. And through time shenanigans, she was the one who cursed Freddy Santos to become the three-headed werewolf. But, no big deal. Totally minor detail. Absolutely. Okay, so that's where we are.
You can't remember that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, future her did that thing in the past, so it's all squirrely time. It's all timey-wimey anyway.
Just hand wave it,
Okay, so in terms of our doomsday clock, so we have 6 ticks on the doomsday clock, but it's filled up to 4 right now. So we have and I will say, every time we fail to unlock Doomsdoor, we tick it again, right? So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Did we just get the 4th tick, or are we now adding a 5th tick? Because
No, you got the 4th tick last time. That's why the last tick is the monster inside Mikey wakes up and he doesn't want to hurt Brandon. So that was what happened with we tried to
poor Mikey.
Poor Brandon. Poor Mikey.
These poor boys. These poor sad boys.
Yeah. Especially because in case this is a thing that we may have forgotten, Brandon had the biggest crush on Mikey, and Mikey didn't know, but Mikey's very protective of Brandon. My boys, why do I make them suffer? Okay, so that's where we are, and I think it's I'd love to if we went around and then everyone talked about a really awesome moment they had or something that really affected them the last time that they want to bring up before we jump into this final. I was gonna say final countdown. I'm infected. I'm infected.
It's in your head.
I can hear it. Except in anyway, so so let's start with I'm gonna say let's start with Celine, who had that awesome fight in the corridor.
Wait,
but, you can bring up anything you like.
Oh god, I'm trying to remember just in general. Oh, I got one. It's when alternate dimension Celine and Ember had their moment, and then Celine's like, "This can never be," and pulled away and shattered that mirror or something. I think I don't remember exactly, but
oh yeah, that was a good one. That was super intense. Awesome. I love that.
That was good times.
All right, and then how about for Civ? What do we remember from the last session?
Oh yeah, I mean the big feels. I finally got to talk to Dad, and Dad was like, "Oh, I only see you as a person now," basically. And yep, I thought about getting mad, but I just got tired.
Absolutely valid.
So that's where Civ's in. Yep. And Ember grabbed my little pinky at the end of that session. I do remember that. That was very good.
Yeah, that was so sweet. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. I'm rooting for everybody. Yeah, absolutely. And then how about for Ember?
I remember the climactic big wolfy fight where Civ had been separated from us for a while, and she came back through the door. They returned to us, and just in time, because Celine had sort of pulled Mikey to safety, but there was nevertheless still this now very real Wolfie, and we for the first time I think in the entire mystery, really, since we arrived, we were all sort of together again and facing off this big threat together. which was so lovely and bonding. And then we destroyed more things. But that was a great moment when Civ came through the door that we've been holding open.
Yeah. Awesome. Very cool. All right. So we tried to unlock Doomstore last time. So on a meta level, what I want to explain is, of course, there's another opportunity to unlock Doomstore. You can simply try again after we deal with the aftermath of what's going on right now, right? Which we'll get into a bit. So you can try again with the same number of keys you have, still rolling at a +1, or you can try to grab another key and then go from there. In terms of like a new theory, you can stick to the same theory if you want and then change a few key things, anyway. Or you can have a completely new theory, right? Whatever you like. So I really leave it up to you and what sounds best. I've had games where like people came up with a completely different theory, and a few others were like, oh, we were just missing the one thing, right? And that's how it came together.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
and I believe my theory, which was sort of flimsy, was just centered around all these various times. In that, essentially, there was a different timeline for that this house contained this sort of time fractaling ability to like have a different timeline where each of the students would be chosen, and after all of those timelines come to fruition, that was what would be the thing that could release the cosmic entity, would power Civ up to be, release the cosmic entity from beneath the depths. And Ember's thought on that was, if that's the case, then we need to break the stained glass window through which time is filtering, and it did not work. So I'm more than happy for that theory to be entirely wrong. I don't see it alone, but that was what I went with. Piecing some of the keys together. I didn't know how to integrate all of them, but I felt like it addressed at least some of the big ones. So fun times.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so when you smash that window, that's when whatever was inside Mikey, finally the monster that we suspected was there and never got to see. I will also say part of the theory was we decided that the missing oracle was Mikey. And so there was like time shenanigans. I just watched the video right before this. That's why I remember so much.
Nice. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Put that up there.
I did not recall, but that sounds right.
Yeah. So I think what happens is as the church, window shatters and we see for a moment, like, in fact, I think the whole episode starts with just those close-up, that creepy epic version of like Final Countdown, just like focused on each of those colored stained glass window shards that are flying slowly through the air. And we see different versions of Ember and Civ and Celine across different times, as well as the different students, the different realities. I think there's also a moment where we see Celine reaching out and touching a young Freddie Saps's face and saying, I will make you as strong as you need to be. And just to, put that there. And all of that starts to fade away. And we hear the crashing sound finally as we see Mikey's eyes open up and just pure white light starts to burst forth. And it's very similar to Celine's energy, like this pure, radiant, destructive force. And as Mikey's body starts to like pull apart, right, the monster is about to be unleashed, and he just looks at the three of you and he just says, please, I don't want to hurt Brandon. So I'm going to give you a chance. What do you do?
Morgan, you made a very strong face. You had a very strong reaction.
Well, that's about it. I don't know. I was just very shocked that he's going to be torn apart and very sad about that. Trying to find my character sheet. Here it is. Oh, and I have 3 out of 5 conditions marked. That's cool. I forgot about that.
I don't know which one of us it is that makes the most sense to do that, but I really feel like, we're used to batting down these harbingers that are including ourselves. We're used to containing these things. I mean, particularly Civ is used to containing these horrible things. If we don't want Mikey to be shattered by this, I'm just saying this on a meta level, but I'm also very happy to say it within the fiction. if we don't want Mikey to be shattered by this entity that's going to explode from within him, I'm sure one of us could, give him a kiss and absorb the entity into ourselves instead. Just have to contain with that sort of horrific, or it
So
could
I
be
have
absorbed
a
in
new
other ways too.
ruin move that could also work.
Yeah.
I'm also looking at my ruin move as well, but you go
Yep.
first. Yeah.
Mm,
I will
I
also
mean-
point out that Civ has power absorption as one of their abilities. So one of their
Yep.
powers of darkness. Yeah.
well, but I don't know that I steal it. I just copy it, I think.
Mhm.
So then we'd be having two monsters like that, which
Oh, yeah, that's true.
that
That's
seems
true,
like
that's
the
true.
opposite of the solution that
Yes.
we're going for.
That's right.
But I do have where do you end, where do I begin, which it's when you know the desire or emotional state of an NPC, you may touch them and alter it. I can remove it for a time, which I don't know if that would count, like if an emotional state has to do with this monster coming forth, but
Yeah, but we could definitely say because Civ, you can always read the surface thoughts and emotions of
Mhm.
people, right? So what is it that tells you that this monster that wants to come forth is feeding off of Mikey's emotions, right? That it's a particular emotion.
Yeah. I think that it's feeding actually. I think Mikey probably thinks it's feeding off his fear, but I actually think this monster is feeding off his love for Brandon.
Oh no, so good. I love it.
Oh my God,
don't
so great.
suppress his love.
So good.
Yeah. And so the more scared Mikey's getting, like the more love he's feeling or whatever, which of course, now that I'm saying that out loud means that I have to take away his love for Brandon and then just hang on to it for a while. And I'm kind of sad that I started this.
I mean, we can always take it back. You'd be like, oh wait, never mind now.
No, it feels very appropriate. It's just
Okay.
like, yeah, because
Especially with what's been
as long as you
happening.
remain in control of their desire emotion, you will feel what they are feeling. So, like, if we want him to not be a monster for a while, I'm just going to have to love Brandon, which will totally help everything, I'm sure.
I'm sure that will be great. I want to zoom so people can see.
I think I broke Shammy.
It's so good. I just love it so much. Like, I just had to love this other character before I say yes to my girlfriend,
Yeah.
to marrying her. Just like that's how
Mhm,
it's perfect. But yeah, I think.
Although,
that
actually,
sounds
I
good.
do shift its target. So I could shift its target and
Ooh.
remove it from him for a time.
Yeah, that's true. You
I might
get
do
to
that.
mark
I might do
Rune's
that.
rune and choose
Yep.
two.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I assume like what's happening is like as Mikey's breaking apart, like you reach out and touch them in order to do this.
Mm-hmm. No big deal. Just touch a exploding person monster thing.
I mean, you're impenetrable, right? You've become like more stone in lots of places again.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Sure.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's go ahead. What you mark ruin? Which two do you choose, and what does
Yep.
it look like?
So I'm gonna remove it for a time. I'm also going to shift its target. I'm going to shift its target to Ember because I do actually love Ember and I really want to tell Ember that I love her, but like we've been a little busy lately is the thing. So I sort of like slot it into my own love for Ember.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say like as that happens, because it's still the same love, right? That Mikey has had all this time, and you can feel it like this fierce sense of protection, right? But there's also a lot of guilt, right? A lot of I couldn't protect you from the worst of it. I couldn't protect you from what hurt you. I'm just doing the best I can. But there's like a very strong sense of like of Mikey feeling like he's not strong enough to really be there for Brandon, right? So how does that translate for you as it shifts towards Ember instead?
Yeah, I mean it's probably like being worried that like me being stone isn't going to be enough for Ember, right? She is, passionate and fiery and stuff like that, and I'm just cold stone, which I'm sure
Yeah.
are thoughts that I've had before, but probably not to this extent.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I like that. So, because you marked ruin to do this, the question I have for you is: do you turn more into stone, or does a part of you start turning into flesh again because of the feelings you have?
Mm. I think the camera sees that last patch of skin that wasn't stone turn to stone, right? Because that's what I don't want
Oh,
right now. I
yeah,
don't want to
yeah,
be
yeah, yeah.
100% stone. So of course, marking ruin is does it to me.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love that so much. But we still have those like stone wings behind
Mhm.
you, right? And so there's a
Yep.
moment where like it zooms in on you, and when you pull those emotions from Mikey, you can see his face like for a
Mhm.
moment, like growing confused, like, and then it just turns. He just suddenly turns that much calmer. He's still afraid, right?
Sure. Yeah.
You can sense like what is his power, what's building up inside me, but the light starts to flicker and go out, but it's running through him, right? You can
Mhm.
see the light moving back and forth underneath his skin, but he looks at the three of you calmly, and you can tell he's trying to make sense of it for a moment, and then it just goes blank, and he says, well, we can't, like, and he suddenly turns very different, and he sounds a lot like your maker, the way he's talking, right? And he says, well, we can't stay here for long. The house is not going to be able to hold us much longer. And he looks around confused, like you can tell he's thinking, I should be thinking about something, I should be worried about something, but he can't remember what it is.
Something on the tip of his tongue. Love it. I think Ember is watching pensively as you touch him, and like she doesn't know what's going on. She doesn't know what's happening. But like when he seems calm, I think she's like, oh, what she knows you have the ability to help people through their dreams and all this stuff. And so she's seen you do that with Fletcher before. Well, it's like, oh, cool, you've calmed it down. But then I think she sees like that last bit of your hand turn turn to stone. And yeah, there was definitely a part where when you turned all fleshy, like she was like, "Ooh, I can feel your heart beating" and all that stuff. She got excited
Yep.
about it. And so I think she sort of looks pensively, but I also get the sense that we have like to escape this building. I don't know. Does Civ turn to talk to Ember, or is this like action beat where we have to get the heck out of here?
Yeah, I mean, I think for Civ right now, they are sort of concentrating, right? They're trying to manage this thing that they've never had to manage before, and also they are feeling incredible waves of love and guilt towards Ember. So, like, I think what you see on Civ's face is concentration and some like concern face, some worry face, right? That sort of thing.
Right.
And if you want to get out of here, you're going to have to be the one to lead because I'm not leading anything at this point.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think Ember looks to Celine and says, "You need to, help Mikey." And because you had previously protected Mikey from the wolf as well, right? That was
Yeah.
the same. Yeah. Like I think so, so I think that part is actually implicit. She doesn't even say it. She just says, "We need to get out of here," like you said, and she takes Ember's hand and sort of like thinks like, "Of course, you will protect Maggie." I don't know where the rest of the students are, but like right now, we got to get out of this house.
Those
So-
other students, they can handle themselves.
I'm sure something's going on with them, but there's something important.
They don't die, right? They've lived their lives a million times. They'll be fine. No problem.
Yeah.
They'll just come back in some other incarnation to grow in power
well, I
until
don't
you're
know.
ready to harvest them.
Did we destroy the dimensional time shifts when I pull the wolf out? What happens to the students whenever that happens? Like,
Ooh. Yeah, I mean that would be a good time to pick up the key because, like, when
okay, I guess
yeah.
I could actually now that
Yeah.
we're now I mentioned it.
yeah, because there's also a sense that Mikey is wants to look for the other students, right? Like if you
Right.
make a suggestion to like leave, Mikey's going to go deeper into the house first to try to find them before leaving. So
Awesome.
Yes.
yeah, there is
Awesome.
that.
I should also
Uh,
warn you, as I'm holding onto this monster thing, that I have all but one condition marked.
Yeah.
Just FYI. Yeah.
Same here. And I think, Celine, you're really close too, right?
I got 2 more. I'm not as
Oh,
close.
you're good.
But,
Okay.
Yeah, because
yeah, I'm
you
fine.
went to your breaking point.
That's right. That's right.
Yep. Oh, right. That's why. So Mikey's like, we need to go get all the students. Ember's obsessed, lovelorn, and obsessed. No, she's not obsessed. Oh, wait, I'm looking at the wrong. How do I keep looking at? There we go. She is lovelorn, obsessed, and despairing. Yeah, I don't know how PvP, how monsters and conflict work in the game, Jemmy, because I think Celine and Ember might be at different points here, and Ember's like, we need to get out of here. We need to leave now and not go digging into this house. We need to escape all we can. We need to get Ember. We need to get Civ. And she doesn't mean to say it, but she's like, we need to get Civ free of this place.
Yeah. But I mean, mechanically, if you want to force it, you would have to unleash the dark on Celine to embody
Right, that's
your
a
will,
thing.
basically. That's
That's
a thing.
Okay,
And I think Celine's going to be like,
To enforce your will. Mm-hmm.
yeah, she's going to be like, we need to see what happens about this house because when I pulled out the wool from that one, and she looks at Brandon, it's, those dimensions came out. You saw it. And with that, we need to see what happened to the rest of the students and see if they're still stuck in this time loop or if they got out as well.
I think those are very compelling arguments, but I want to roll some dice and figure out see which one of us can convince the other.
Okay, what are you rolling?
I will say there's a very real danger that if you don't get to choose 2 and you don't pick avoid reprisal harm or cost, that you might mark another condition. So I'm just putting that out there. We'll hit your breaking point. So, but I'm sure that's what you're going for. Like in case that happens.
It's fine.
It's fine. Oh well, why don't I think you have like mine is just like we need to get out of here to save Civ, and you're like I have all of these good reasons. Would you like me to roll and see if whether Ember is able to convince Celine at all?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay,
Mhm.
Let's see what happens. I
also wonder if you're embodying a condition, right? This is what is driving you to get Civ out.
Yeah. No, I think it's obsession right now. I think it's like really, really, really being afraid that I might lose Civ. In not being afraid that Civ doesn't care about me. Not that at all. Like literally, this house might like pull them away into another timeline, and I'll never see them again.
Oh, and I'm really reactive right now and vicious, so like,
Yeah,
this
I
is
love
fine.
So, yes. So I think it's fair to say that I am embodying one of the conditions that affects me. So I'm going to take some darkness tokens and then spend them on this. That's a good point.
Yeah.
When you unleash the dark through anger and violence, take 3 darkness tokens. I am not unleashing the dark through anger and violence. This is fear and attempting to attempting to have you see the same urgency that I do. So amazingly, Ember's not like breaking anything or assaulting anything or anything like that. So I'm not going to use. Sometimes I
This
get
is
angry.
how we know it's really the end of times. But yeah, okay.
But yeah, I'm nevertheless going to roll. I'm going to spend 3 darkness and see how that goes. Boop, boop. Let's add that. Let's do the thing. Let's add 3 and let's roll it. And let's see what I get. I got a 10 after my roll of a 4 last time.
Oh my gosh. And exactly within the 8 to 10 range.
Yes, exactly.
I was like, wait, hold on, is 10 good or bad? Wait a second.
10
Okay,
is good.
Fine. Yeah.
10 is
Yes,
good.
yes. Oh my gosh, so good. Okay, so you get to choose 2. Right?
Yeah. Well, I would like to avoid reprisals, harm, or cost. I think that's fair. I don't quite want Ember to like lose her shit while she's trying to protect Civ. And I would like to expose a weakness or a flaw, and that is to say, like, I think Celine needs to know that if something bad happens to Ember, it's her fault. Like, if we left right
How
now,
dare you?
I'm not saying we won't go deeper into the house, but what is important to me is for Celine to know in her heart that it's her fault if Ember gets hurt or if Civ gets hurt.
Rude.
I think that's fair.
I mean, it is fair, but also rude.
You can absolutely use the same move right back on me. Like, there's
So I think what's going to happen is, Ember's, saying these things and all that, and the one thing that sticks with her is, she says, we have to get Civ out, and it just feels like there's it's only one-sided, which she can see it obviously, because Ember's love for Civ, all the good stuff, and I think Celine thinks about it for a second and then looks Ember's in the eyes and she's like, then go. You two go. I'll handle this myself. And I kind of want to power through darkness as well, and or use darkness.
Celine gonna burn this house down.
I mean, I don't have that power anymore where I can't blow anything up within a mile radius now.
Yes.
I know. I deeply apologize.
It's okay.
I
got
we
to use the last
still
season.
are on the legacy of it. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's super powerful. Are you trying to unleash the dark to create it, to inflict a condition, make me feel sad about this, or something else?
Yes, I think I'm trying to convince you just to go. Like, you two just, if you want to go, then go, because I'm not going to hold you back.
Cool.
Because obviously your priorities are not with me. It's just one-sided.
Yeah, but I think it's more than you. I mean, tell me if this is wrong. It's more than you just go. It's you want me to feel bad about it. Like, you want me to understand the weight of that choice, and that like.
Well, because you made me feel bad about it as well. Like,
exactly. So this is why I think you should roll. I think you should roll for feels, because the question is it like just go and Ember takes it as like, okay, I'm gonna get Civ out of here, or is it like, no, you go and it's very clear that.
Yeah, I think it's very it's going to be a very no, you go.
Ooh, yeah, let's see how it goes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so, how many tokens are you going to invest in them?
I'm going to invest 3.
Yeah, you are.
And then what am I using? What move is this again?
I'm also wondering if you want to do what Sean did earlier, if you feel like you're embodying your reactive.
I am being reactive, yes.
Yeah.
Maybe a little vicious. Maybe a little bit of both, honestly. I think vicious in the point, I'm being pointing my words, but reactive in my response. So it's a vicious react.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know.
You can pick up tokens for that, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Is it 1 token per whatchamacallit, or?
Ooh, so you can pick up 2 to 4. So how vicious do you think you're being?
Oh, right. It's down there, body of the move. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna use 3, and then I don't know how it's gonna work, because if I gather more tokens, I would because I was at 4 originally. If I gather more tokens, I'm gonna hit that what is it called?
Ooh, yeah. But as long as you you don't end a move with more tokens. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can just say, I'm gonna take 3 and spend them. That's totally
I'll take 3 and spend them. How about that? Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool.
That sounds great to me. So 2d6 plus 3. 7. I'm gonna spend a bond on Ember.
Spend a bond.
Because I have way too many bonds on Ember.
Perfect.
Exactly.
I was
like,
8,
7 is not a good result right now. All right.
Oh my gosh. Perfect. All right.
That's 100% what I was going to do with you too. If I got it on.
We're just going to spin our bonds on each other.
Yep.
In this moment. Okay. So you spent the bond. That means you hit an 8 to 10. Mm-hmm. What 2 are you going to choose?
Oh my god. I don't know. I'm trying not to inflict a condition, but also I don't want to do that. I feel like I mean,
if you want Ember to hit her breaking point, that
would be kind of cool, though.
That could be fine.
Okay, so I'm gonna avoid Well, hold on. I don't mind actually. I'm gonna inflict a condition.
Cool.
So your last condition,
Yep.
and
Raging, by the way, is my last condition.
yeah, I just piss you off. That's what happened.
Yep.
I also want to expose a weakness or a flaw.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What is it? I can think of plenty in Ember's plan.
I think the the most obvious one is that Ember is very selfish or self-centered on her love for Civ and
Mhm.
only thinking about Civ and not the rest of the group at all. So I think choose your. There's many, but I think the main is
If
that
I could also suggest that it's very like Ember's mom to only think of herself and
oh,
what she wants.
you remind me of your mother.
Gotta put some ice on that burn.
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly. You're getting an ice cream truck for that burn. Wow.
I'm sorry,
Ooh.
but I'm not. But I'm sorry.
No, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Here Ember was like, I love Civ, and we're gonna go run away and get out of this bonkers house, and instead she's being called out for her own selfishness, which is super fair. Yeah. So here's
And
my
I think that
breaking
one
point.
may have actually maybe gave you the condition as that. So
Yeah. No,
I feel that makes
absolutely. I
sense.
mean, yeah, one of the same. I mean, Morgan, do you feel like Celine being a monster is hold on. Let me see what your conditions that you haven't checked are: obsessed or despairing. You get to pick which one it is, but you didn't choose to avoid harm or right.
bring
so,
it.
Right.
She gonna punch her? Please tell me she's gonna punch her.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like unleash her colossal strength. And she says, she can't. It's too much for her. She says never, and her mother, in like in a very immature act. I think she says, if you want to go with them so much, fine, go with them. And I think she just grabs Celine by the collar and throws you down. We were like up in the attic through like 4 floors, in like through the entire house. Like many floors are if that's fair. If that's
I love that. Yeah.
I mean, it could be a punch too, but like.
I think throwing's even more better because you have to grab onto me and let me go.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I'm trying to throw you to the depths of hell that I am trying to escape from. But yeah, we see the floor tearing away. Yeah, so you get to pick a condition, and I hit breaking point. Jamie, do you want me to read that, or do you want to?
Yes, please. Yes, please. Yeah. This is your moment, so you read it and tell me what happens.
Okay, let me pull it up. You know the world is not your own, and you will never belong here. The dream that is humanity can never belong to you. The darkness grips your heart, and the world where you were summoned from bleeds into this one. You are the beacon to what has been aching to reach this world. Describe what terrors you unleash and how an aspect of your terrible prophecy will come to pass. The keeper will tell you how the world is now wounded, warped by what you allowed to come through. Yeah. I think in a bit of obvious irony that surprises no one, when you say that you're being like your mother, and she says, no, I will never be like her. She in fact calls upon her mother's strength to throw you through all of these floors. And I think in doing so, Well, yeah. I
I
think
mean,
I
I
catch the
will.
house on fire.
Yeah,
Um,
because Ember's never used her fire ability, right?
exactly. Exactly. She always keeps that constraint. I think I catch the house on fire. And I don't know if I'm making this too complex. Tell me if I'm like making something close, but I think in the same way that my mother and the creator like had like built a little part of their world, um, what I'm envisioning is that a little bit of the Cinder realm like is here, and it's a safe place for Civ and Ember. That like this is a place where we can make our own world, but it is of course burning and hurting people and scarring the world permanently. And this is a bastion of my realm.
I have no skin anymore. It's all stone. So
Yeah. It's all good, exactly. So yeah, I think that
solved.
there's literally a moment of just like Ember and Civ standing in the flames, both of us untouched by them. But the house is burning down. People inside are going to get hurt, and it's a permanent beacon now to the Cinder Realm. This is a part of the world that probably either my mother or your creator could manipulate. But it's a rift.
Both. Yeah.
Both. Yeah. But also like there's a little part of it is like this is ours. Like yeah, this is our home. This big flaming inferno that is the house. So sorry that just made everything else harder. I'm sure, but I just hold you both hands and I say I will never let go of you. Yeah, I just watched kind of the house burn around us.
Meaning the song "We Didn't Start the Fire" is playing in the background.
Yes.
So,
I'm
so
sorry.
is that?
You were supposed to tell me how the world is wounded and warped by what allowed clean.
Oh, no,
I
that's
apologize. Okay. Feel free to add to.
Sean
Oh,
got
don't worry.
excited.
I
got excited.
What I wanted to clarify is an aspect of your terrible prophecy comes to pass, and your prophecy is you will eventually lose all your memories and emotions in order to become the weapon I was created to be. So, how do you become more weapon-like in this moment?
Oh, that's a great question. I think it's got to be. I think it's got to be Ember's hair. I mean, I feel like this is the part that I was always like, a part of my body's weapon I will never use. I feel like that is broken, and now it's not. I think now flames just wick off of Ember at all times. They're not going to harm. I mean, for the purposes of like this game still being sort of playable and fun, like somehow they just magically go up, so she doesn't necessarily set everything she steps on fire, but like clearly like her infernal flames are just bursting forth all the time. If not perpetually, at any time she shows any kind of strong emotion, like she can no longer constrain that. She's trying to hold those flames back, and now they just gout out about her.
Nice.
So
nice. I like that. I like that. Yeah. And so as that happens, you notice like the house is being warped by all of this fire. Like it's eating away at everything, burning away the paintings. The parts of the cinder dimension start to build these walls around you and Civ, like just completely separating you from everything else, right? And when you turn over to look at Civ, who's now completely made of stone, they can't feel the fire at all. Like it's just licking around their body. But you do notice that it starts to separate, like Mikey starts to like shift away.
Mm-hmm.
And so his eyes are full of like there's a moment of like I can't trust these people, right? And so you see Brandon disappear into the house, running through the corridors as things are burning down. And that I think we're gonna cut to Celine. Like Celine, you've been like thrown through these like a Hellboy moment where you go through floor.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I think I get stopped by the stone basement,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually make a dent in it, like a little like crater.
There's a crack.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so, in fact, I'll say like there was a crater, right? But then your mythic angelic energy, when we zoom in, we see you actually didn't hit the floor. It was just your power like breaking through the stone, right? So you have a moment
Yeah, there's like
to
a
get
white
up.
glow underneath me, and it's like sort of just like cushions. Yeah, I think she groans and like looks up and sees the damage and sees the fire starting in the attic.
Yeah, and it's slowly spreading. Like you can see it coming down
Then she exhales and
towards you
she's
bit by
like,
bit.
"Damn it, Ember."
Yep.
And when
It-
you look to the side, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, when you look to the side, that's where you see there are all these like all the students are huddled in the corner, and Freddy is in front of them trying to protect them. Like he has his arms out, and he's still in
Aw.
that ridiculous gym outfit, right, with the whistle around his neck and the sweatband. And he's like, "Celine, what? Where are you? What? What's been happening? Is it? Are there harbingers? Are there fire harbingers? It's devils, isn't it? It's devil demons. I knew it." Right? He's like completely panicking.
I think she's just inhales slowly, and like when she looks down and she's just like, she sees him and she's like, Ember and I had gotten to a disagreement. And with that, I kind of want to pull keys now because of that whole rift break. I want to see if the students are like caught in anything or if they
Yeah.
free of
And they're
it
right
or-
there for you to look at. I'm also gonna say Freddy's gonna be like, yeah, because Ember like threatened Freddy in the first session. So like, there's a moment where Freddy's like, I knew
Yeah.
that she was.
Yeah, because he was trying to back out, and she's like, "You got to do this." You know, she was.
Exactly. But yeah, let's see you grasp some keys.
Right.
Because I'm gonna say like you notice like the students, you're trying to like see if they're also connected in the same way Brandon was, and you can see it now that you were able to like pull that apart, right?
Yeah, so yeah, she's gonna look at them and just try to figure out what's going on here. So I'm gonna spend 3 tokens. Oop, that's not me. And I guess do the thing. Oh no!
Oh knows
Oh no!
too much.
That's too much.
All the dice, all the rolls.
That's okay. We still get a key. There's
What
just a
happened?
complication.
Oh,
Um,
okay, that's right.
Yeah. You had a cover key, but there's a significant cost complication to Fallout.
And I can't use bonds to cover things up.
Oh, you can.
Okay,
You can.
Okay.
You can.
Okay, maybe
You
I
can
should
use bonds.
do that.
The only time you can't use bonds is unlocking Doomstore. So
Oh,
if
valid.
you want to use them now, that's a
I
perfect
have a lot
time.
of bonds, so let me just
Yeah, burn
clear
them,
off the
burn
mess
them.
here.
I mean, spend. Yeah.
Yeah. Electro Rogue. I love you, but goodbye. Who's the glowing lady? Oh, that was the other me?
Yeah, I think so. Ooh, that's interesting. So we see like a flashback of Electro Rogues, because all that remains of Electro Rogue is that heart, right?
Hmm.
Right, and then the glowing version of you. So how is it that the memories of those two things help you center in the moment and focus
I
on
think
what's important?
whenever we're having an intense moment, like with the island coming apart as the rift was opening in season 1, I think her brain sort of goes to that and how she's trying to connect to Electric Rogue then. So I think that sort of helps her focus in on
Yeah.
that now.
I like it.
And I think I'm gonna use Glowing Lady as my second one. So that gets me down to 10.
Ooh, I remember the glowing lady was the divine energy that was like helping you when you were using the holy symbol arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, perfect. I think we see a moment where they form again around you, right? Because I think what we see is like you were trying to reach out, and there was a moment where you felt the 3-headed werewolf inside Freddy just respond to you. Like there's something that has shifted between the two of you, and it was almost like unleashed in that moment. And you can see like the lady shifts over and like places a hand over Freddy's eyes, like the eyes that are not
Good
there attached to the
puppy.
other. You
Good
know?
puppy.
Just like calm down, just like it's okay. Right. Okay. So, and as that happens, you're able to pick up your key with no complications. Always good. Uncover a key, and I'll tell you what it is. So basically, as you see the students huddling around, and you're trying to like study their energies and what's connected to them from what you've seen them connected to Brandon, right? And the 3-headed wolf that was attached to him. you know that Rose was the last one who was chosen for the ritual, and you can see very clearly how there's a part of Rose's essence, a part of her power that's just been carved out, right? And there's parts that are missing that her soul is trying to make up for, and you can see it in every single one of these kids, right? That there's something missing, and they don't realize that it's missing, but a void like that needs to be filled. And so the clue I'm going to give you is there's a second stage to being a vessel. Like once their power is taken from them, something is supposed to replace it. Let me just type that out.
Nice. No pressure.
Nope, not at all.
Everything is fine.
Oh no, is this how Celine becomes the mother of monsters?
I mean, it's
You're looking at your children.
Oh no! Because I'm like, what if she fills the vessels? Because if and returns them to be the monsters that they are.
Yeah. I mean, they wouldn't turn back to what they were, right? They'll become something new, right?
Yeah.
That,
Like,
there's
monsters.
no going back
Monsters.
ever.
I'm gonna put that as part of the clue.
Love it.
Cool. Tight. Yep. Well,
No big deal. But yeah, and then so they look at you and they're all carrying. The thing is, the moment you like see that part, you see all of them start to visibly calm in front of you, like they're responding to you, right? Like the way that a newborn animal will respond to. Yeah. I didn't have to say the rest, right?
yeah. Yeah. So another question I have real quick is, do I feel like they're still tied to the house at all, or would we be able to actually like?
Yeah.
Did the tethers break?
Ooh, yeah. So you can see like Brandon isn't here, so you're not sure. Like we lost track of Brandon in the fire. No big deal. But the others, you can see that they're tied to the house, but there are like all these tethers over and over again. But I will say, like, with your ability, Selena, the fact that you can see the tethers now, and you broke free like the three-headed wolf from Brandon, like in the middle of that high stress situation, you can easily tear apart the tethers, right? And they're very responsive to you, so you don't even have to roll for it if you want to.
Okay.
And it seems to me like if you just gave them, nourished them, gave them the strength they need
To fill that void.
I'm sure they could break those bonds. I'm sure that they would no longer hold them back.
Oh no! I think Celine sees that and she's like, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be the mother of monsters. Like she's fighting so hard against that prophecy, right? Like she's just like, no.
Yeah, you actually also have the ability. This is the Bloodify Covenant, which actually kind of fits. I just realized.
Which one again?
When you choose to strengthen your chosen with your power, so your chosen is technically Civ, but if you choose someone else to be your chosen here, like say Freddy. But anyway, I'm just we'll go back to the scene. Just putting it out there. Just
Jimmy's just losing it. So it seems to me that like Civ is doing everything they can to hold on to this monster from breaking free. Ember is rebuilding the world in her mother's image. Celine is on the precipice of becoming the mother of monsters. We're all kind of like right on the edge of everything breaking horribly. It would be great if like one of us is the voice of reason. I don't know that any of us are. But Jen, I'm wondering if you feel like Civ would have a thought here, just because you've been holding this in for a long time. I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's a little part of me that wants to try to like solve the mystery, right?
Yeah.
Because I may not have gotten any keys, right? I've only gotten one or two keys. And And I think we should have enough. We should have enough keys.
Yeah. We're at
Yeah, no,
plus two now.
we're at +2 now,
Yeah. Yeah. And so I sort of wonder if, as Civ is holding on to the feelings of Mikey and sort of getting a glimpse of this power that's trying to come through him, I realize a thing about our mystery, which I'm going to tab over to that page so I can see all of our keys.
Nice.
Whoever's building this
Cool.
is trying to build a kingdom by using children's power, yearbooks. Okay, mother. Choosing ritual.
Could I ask you to do something?
Yes, of course.
I think Ember looks down, sees all these terrified kids and whatnot, realizes what she's done, or has some glimpse of what she's done, and tells you that she is terrified that she is going to be just like Celine said, that she is going to become just like her mother, that she's going to burn everything in her path, and you're the only one who can contain her.
Thanks for that. I'll just do you some emotional labor while I'm trying to keep this monster at bay.
Exactly.
Civ,
No
you're carrying so
problem.
much, and also you're probably also picking up on surface thoughts of all the children down below.
Yeah.
So your brain's just full of feelings
Mhm,
and emotions and thoughts and
Oh
whatnot.
my god.
Yep.
Actually,
Yep.
you know what I'm gonna say is, so what you notice is you were feeling all the emotions of the children, and then suddenly it's blank. Like as if all their emotions were taken away. Like that's more unnerving.
Weird.
In the
That-
general
you know-
direction of Celine. You know?
Yeah, I would be worried about that, but I already have so much to worry about is the thing. So we'll just put that on the list and we'll get to it when we get to it.
Yep.
So I think the missing piece of the puzzle for me is this whole the students are being emptied out so that something else can replace it, right?
Yeah.
And I think my theory of what is supposed to replace what has been taken out of these students is parts of Civ's psyche, right? Because the maker never actually cared about my personality. I was always actually going to be the vessel, right? The final vessel. And so he was going to have to carve out the person who I had become in the meantime. But there wasn't any way to do it without me getting that personality over time, right? So he always knew that I needed to have enough power, and then that would be when the lightning could strike and all the things could happen. So I think what I've realized is that in being sort of quarantined off in the Cinder realm, the bits of me that were supposed to sort of start being siphoned off are not. And that's why, the kids they feel empty. So I'm going to do a thing. What am I going to do?
Nice. That's very cool. I like that.
Yeah, I think
Unlock
you
Doom's
solved
Door.
it. You can unlock Doom's Door. Nice.
Sure. So this is +2, right?
Right. +2.
Okay, here goes nothing. I got 11. I don't know what that means.
Yes, 11, but I mean, you get it.
Oh,
You
no.
get it.
Okay.
But
But badness.
I'm trying not to laugh.
Oh no, sacrifice a risk.
So on an 11 plus, you reach the door moments after the Harbinger has locked it. They've begun to harness the power on the other side of the door, but there's still time to stop them. The Keeper will tell you what sacrifice or risk you will need to endure to interrupt their ascension, right? So as it all starts to come together, you realize, well, who was supposed to hollow out those emotions? Who was supposed to hollow out the person you've become? And that's when we cut to Dear Mother covered in this black veil. And we can see that in Mother's arms, they've taken what remains of the three-headed werewolf that was ripped apart, right? That was destroyed by the Creator. And we see Mother just slowly touch their face and say, "You've served us well. You've been a wonderful tool. All our children will be grateful for you." And so I'm going to ask, because you got to solve this and you understand what the door is. What is the door that Mother is opening to get to the power in this house?
I mean, I hate to say it, which means I have to say it, right?
You must
Yeah.
say it.
Them's the
That's
rules.
what that means. Yep. I think it's the sleeping God part, right? That I'm connected to. And that ostensibly the maker wanted to protect Ember's mother from that sleeping God. But perhaps my mother always knew that the God was going to have to be let out one way or another. And it's just a question of what direction they aim it in. So, yeah, NBD, just a God, a sleeping God. No
Yeah.
problem.
Exactly. And so I think as that happens, we're not going to put it on screen, but what happens is that Mother has to consume what remains of the three-headed werewolf in order to gain enough power to break through the cinder protections that Ember has placed, right? So there's a moment where we see that happen, and then we cut to all of a sudden Mother is behind you, her wings outstretched, her wings cover you, and Ember is like distracted. Ember is like looking outwards, trying to make sure no one's going to get in and they don't realize of the power Mother has until it's too late. Ember, you turn around and there's just these black feathers falling down where Civ used to be moments ago. And so, Civ, you are taken to the heart of the house, right? You come, it's very similar to when you were moving through the dream of the house, right? So you're moving through all the corridors, the walls are twisting around you, but there's the sound of a heart beating over and over again, getting faster and faster.
Okay, so right as I'm being taken, can I send Ember a telepathic message? You're going to love this. You're going to love this, Jamie. The telepathic message is, Ember must destroy this body of mine. There are other Civs in the ocean, but she'll have to find them.
Oh my god.
Yes,
Oh my
yes,
god, that is horrible. That is
that
amazing.
is a sacrifice that Ember will have to make, yes, to stop the Harbinger. That sounds about
I mean,
right.
you don't have to do it that way, but that's the resolution that Civ thinks is supposed to happen.
You know, I think this is a good time as this realization sinks into Ember for us to take a break. So Sean has time to think about it.
Love it. All right, friends. This has been tragic and delightful. We'll be back in a few minutes, and we'll see how this story goes. Enjoy the tunes.